We made a prediction when we were banking all those episodes about which celebrity is going to die, and we got so close. You floated the idea of Kanye West potentially dying. Coolio, in fact, physically died.
Yeah,
and then Ye killed his career.
In
In retrospect,
we are recording these a couple of weeks in advance as well, so we can't be entirely certain that Ye has made it this far, I reckon.
Pretty good guess in retrospect. I mean, did you see this happening?
Coolio going or
No.
Ye losing his mind?
Ye losing his mind.
Well, I mean, it's not like... I mean, there's been signs it was going this way for a while, hasn't there?
Yeah.
It wasn't completely out of the blue. But I didn't pick that by the end of the year he would be appearing on TV shows in a full-face balaclava pointing out that Hitler and the Nazis had some good ideas. No, I don't think I did.
That's weird too. Like, is he aware that Hitler didn't like black people as well as Jews? Like, has he missed that part in his research?
I feel like he hasn't done a lot of research. I feel like his plans are not entirely well thought out. I mean, the truth of it is, when it comes to Kanye, that should we be giving him attention? It feels like he's somebody who is in the middle of a massive
it feels
mental
like
breakdown, right?
When Charlie Sheen went through his Tiger Blood era, and there was like this kind of delighted horrified fascination with watching this mental breakdown. And yeah, I think it's the same ethical question, is like, this is clearly someone who needs help. Should we really be airing these thoughts or giving them serious consideration rather than, turning into like entertainment?
I mean, even the fact that we are recording this a couple of weeks out, and I'm not entirely sure he will be alive when this episode comes out. Like, that's what it feels like to me. It feels like somebody that you go, this could end really, really badly. And I don't know what our like ethical or moral obligation is as consumers, because like Kanye is clearly somebody who has lived his entire life in the media and at the extremes of the media. Even when he was like a hip hop producer, it was all about him being the greatest hip hop producer of all times, and these sort of things. And he obviously married into the most famous family on the planet, and so much of his life has been lived out for our consumption and for our entertainment. So in some ways it feels completely natural that this next step of it, I mean, it's funny that we kind of forget that he ran for president.
Well, and he's running for president.
I mean, the idea that he's going to make it to 2024 is optimistic at best, I think. But, these things happen so quickly now, and things are so extreme in the cycle of media that we're in, that any of these one things that in the past would have been a massive cause of concern. You talk about Charlie Sheen and the, winning Tiger Blood. That was just one thing. And in a way, it almost it kind of did, destroy his entire career. I mean, there was other things involved, with that, but it pretty much did. Whereas Kanye has a procession of those style of things, and it's just one after the other. I think we live in a world now where it's just like you forget that, it was only months ago that he was locking people in stadiums for 3 days at a time and charging them like $2,000 for a t-shirt or whatever.
I mean, could you get to a point where, just say something did happen to him and he did die, where he becomes a martyr for like right-wing movements like Nazis? Like, could it be that, could we in a bizarre situation where the death of a black man is considered martyrdom for like alt-right causes? I mean, you could, right? Because you see, there are a lot of people who are rushing so he did this appearance a couple of weeks back on a Tim Pool's podcast where he, stormed out, and Tim Pool's like a, right-wing pundit. And Tim Pool gave the most gentle of pushbacks to, his talk around Hitler. And in the comments though, his audience were like, but Ye has a point. Ye has a point. You're like, oh my goodness. It wasn't so much the media apparatus sort of, who are kind of supporting it, but it's more the kind of the alt-right who are empowered in the comment section and, have been empowered on social media for a long time now.
But isn't that, I mean, what you're saying is at the heart of what the problem is, isn't it? That Kanye is actually the sort of person they hate. They only like him because he's saying the sort of things that they want to hear.
Yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Mm.
Yes.
But in any other situation, like a black man like Kanye, a rich black man in the entertainment industry would be the absolute enemy of the people that are currently saying he's making some good points.
Well, someone was saying to me, though, that I don't know if it was Kanye, but there was another kind of controversial black figure who was like, well, no, what he does have stuff in common with white supremacists because they both believe in like separation between races. They want one wants a white ethno state, one wants like a black ethno state or whatever it is. Like they actually do have a common cause, which is like we don't want intermixing, we don't want mingling, we don't want multiculturalism, we want separation. You stick to your turf, we'll stick to our turf.
So yeah, I guess what you're saying is in a way is correct in that they're saying that everyone should stay
in their lane,
yeah. And we can all agree we don't like the Jews. That's basically what it is, isn't it?
That's the comment. If we have to agree on something, which won't be a lot, that could be the one thing.
Common ground. We've found some common ground. Everyone stays in their own place, and we all hate the Jews. We had to sacrifice one group of people, and we've decided it's the Jews.
I mean, isn't it weird too that like after so much kind of the Indiana Jones films themselves, like have done so much to kind of demonize Nazism. Like we thought growing up in the 80s that we'd all agree there were certain things that were bad. There's certain things that were okay to hate and beat up on screen because we're like, yeah, these guys, they're a very hissable villain. Followed by, in the 80s, it was South Africans. Like in the way movies represent, Nazis were the worst, and then a step down that were South Africans.
So, and then indistinguishable Middle Eastern people.
Yeah. And now we're at a point with Top Gun Maverick where it's like, we won't even show you the enemy. It can be whoever you want it to be. Yeah. You just project.
They're foreigners of some kind.
Yeah. It's actually a real like professional wrestling attitude to a heel, isn't it? It's like you could literally create a heel in wrestling called He's the Foreigner. Boo! What country is he from? Doesn't matter. He's just not from America.
He's from foreign stan.
Yeah.
He's a
His
foreign
food
stan.
Smells weird, and he has a beard. Boo.
He likes different things to us. Boo.
He speaks a different language.
I don't understand
the same
anything
holidays
he said.
as us.
He makes me feel stupid. Damn you, Forestani.
Forestani. To see the full video, join our Patreon.
Patreon.com/Tofop.